This is the University of Michigan.
This is the University of Michigan.
Buried in the heart of Ann Arbor, this university's pride runs deep inside and outside the classroom.
But for a handful of Michigan students, a new adventure is about to begin.
Probably the biggest Survivor fan in this game. Maybe I've met some other pretty big fans, but I think when it comes down to it, I could go toe-to-toe with anybody in my Survivor knowledge. Memorize every single winner. I can recite all 34 seasons. I can do it right now if you want to. Borneo, Australia, Africa, Marquesas, Thailand, the Amazon Pearl Islands, All-Stars, Vanuatu, Palau.
I think that I will do well because I'm a very strategic person. I want everyone to at least feel included, so I will have to make some decisions about who I'm gonna stand by.
Me and Cooper are in contact with each other. We're making a very active effort to hide that we're friends, because come the merge, we both know that would be a big advantage for each other.
After more than 130 applicants, these 18 players will battle it out in a semesters-long game of Survivor.
So I'm a BFA acting major, so I see through people very easily. I don't know anything about this game. People, they're like, yeah, I watched like Heroes versus Villains and season 19, season 18. I was just like, yeah, me too. Same. That's my favorite player,
I've been lying too. I've been lying to everyone, but I'm much more subtle about it. That's what you gotta do. It's a very long game. You can't just come out and drop these huge bombs on people. Lying is an art. You have to have backup plans, you have to have alibis before you even tell the lie. You have to subtly hand them a lie.
Pushed to their limits, they must balance the everyday lifestyle of a college student, while simultaneously voting out their fellow classmates.
You can tell that she's on game mode.
People won't stop staring at me, especially because I'm videoing myself.
In the end, only one will remain to claim their right as sole survivor.
100 days, 18 people, 1 survivor.
I walk in and I see Cooper standing at a tree by himself. That was the first person I saw. And I was like, oh my god, Cooper, he looks like he could be good to my game. So I walk in with an umbrella over my head. We both felt each other up very much. Not in that way, but you know what I mean.
Cooper, Jonathan.
People started trickling in one by one. And there were some very pretentious people who I was not getting a good vibe from.
I'm Lavanya.
But the thing is, I still try to talk to them just because, you never know, I'm gonna have to work with them one day.
Freshman! Finally, yeah.
Maybe the third or fourth person to walk up, and there was 7 of us, was Leia, who I knew pretty well from freshman year. We were in a circle, and so she started going around and shaking the first couple people's hands, and then it was it would have been my turn, and I was like, I'm Cooper. I don't want to put a target on my back. I'm not trying to be associated with somebody already and then have them be oh, it's a couple. I think at the same time I was kind of sad to see her wearing yellow, because at that point I thought the tribes were obviously split up blue and yellow.
So have you guys all seen the show, or are you fans?
Yeah. So I've seen every episode of Survivor since the first season. Didn't tell them that because I would come across as possibly a threat, somebody who really thought about strategy. So I told them I saw a season or 2 and that was about it.
It's misty rain versus actual rain. Yeah. But being in here.
The last thing I want to have happen is people think that since I've seen every episode of the show that they can't trust me or that I'm deceiving. So I've tried to keep, peaceful, innocent, I don't know what's going on, and when in reality my strategy is pretty clear.
Well, first of all, I should say that Tarowski and I, right off the bat, had to decide how we were going to approach our relationship in the game.
Alex Dahl, who is one of my best friends here and also in the game, is the one that got me into it.
We knew that if we went in and we just said the full truth, we could be very immediately targeted.
Dahl and I lived together, and we needed to make sure to get to the challenge separately. So he left 10 minutes before I did. He got there very early, and if you notice, I was one of the last ones to get there.
There's a possibility that there'd be other pairs, but we didn't want to take that risk that it'd be like, oh well, friends, let's get them out.
It's almost, guys. It's effective right now. Let's go.
Our team was wearing blue and I was wearing blue and the other people were wearing yellow, so we kind of immediately separated in those. Well, most of us did. One girl, Lavana, was interesting, like trying to talk to everyone, which like good for her. She might just be a really friendly person, but I don't trust that at all, honestly. Like we were all away from the other team and she's just kind of like going off and talking to them, which made me like pretty nervous about her.
Lavana. She is in my same major. We are both BFA acting majors. We take bunches of class together with 18 other people, so of course we're gonna get close. I think that I'm very much a people person. I'm able to connect with people. I love being around people.
I'm Shay. I'm Liz. Nice to meet you, Liz.
And I'm a very enthusiastic person, so I feel like I'm able to encourage people when need be, and yet also know when it's time to leave people alone. And at the same time, because I'm a very small kind of baby-faced freshman, I'm guessing that they're gonna underestimate me for the most part, and hopefully that'll leave me a little more undercover than some other people.
So, welcome to Survivor Michigan Victor's Valiant. Give yourself a round of applause. Today we're going to put you guys into tribes, do all the other shenanigans that we do at the beginning of Survivor. We are missing one person. She'll be here a little bit later, so before we go any further, tribes. When I read off your name, come grab your tribe color and then stand on the opposite side, okay? All right, ready? Alex Dahl. Yes, sir. Alex, you are on. Stand right over here. All right. Shay. Kara. Nikhil. Cooper. There you go. Angela. Matthew. Pretty obvious at this point. Jonathan. Liz. Sarah. Mitchell. Alex Sharowski. Brittany. Lavana. Cameron. Yep. Akshay. Leia.
We're not good.
Yeah, challenge, all right? All right, let's go.
When I went in the sheltered area, I was trying to be very open. I didn't really be quiet. I want people to know like they can talk to me. Should we ask them if they're doing something normal? Like if they're doing their job?
You probably should either way.
Could it be awkward if they do something normal where like like the worst thing you could do is have people not sure if they can come up to you. I want to know what everyone's doing in order to win. We were thinking of like doing like something like sounds like tribal, like something like
You're trying to think of something that sounds a little boring. We didn't want to be something just like basic.
No, not
We were talking with our group and we're like, does blue, like how do you say blue in different languages? And Akshay knows Hindi.
Is there a different language? Like,
Something we can like cheer after that.
First tribe impressions, honestly, before we even started the challenge, I thought we were maybe just a little bit outmatched, except for me. I knew I would probably carry us.
How about like Maize-off?
We can
add an accent somewhere.
I'm also really happy with the tribe name we got, Maize-on, which was what I came up with. So I'm really good that, you know, really proud of myself for coming up with that. And the fact that every time we say Maize-on, I'm gonna be like, who's the one that thought of that? Oh, it was me. That's right. So.
All right, we give you guys a minute to talk about your tribe names. Do we have tribe names? Blue, what are you?
Anila.
How do you spell it?
N-E-E-L-A.
Oh, okay. Anila and
Maize-on.
Maize-on. I think be Maize-off. Like.
Today we are playing for tribal immunity. Only way you can ensure your safety in any week is to make sure that you win that tribal immunity. And the only way you can do that is if you win the immunity challenge. In the rain today, it seems. So I'm gonna walk you through how we do it. Are you ready? All right, follow me.
Today's immunity challenge is a simple 3-part relay race. The first task is to quickly grab water from the fountain using a cup filled with holes. After you fill your bucket up to the tape line, your team's balloon throwers will pass 5 balloons into a bucket. Once 5 are collected without breaking, you will solve a slide puzzle.
A couple minutes to strategize and then we'll get to the challenge, all right? All right. Yeah. I think you can
You want to lose as little water as possible.
So it's you on the puzzle, right? So do you two want to do the puzzle thing?
So I was late to the first challenge because my brother is playing football at the University of Arizona, so I was like flying back from that and the flight was late and whatever, and so I was really worried I was going to miss the challenge completely because I was like 45 minutes late.
Okay, cool.
You know what's happening?
No, I have no idea what's happening.
Okay, so you want to have her do...
Other than just like trying to figure out what I was doing, I suppose I was just trying to like be friendly to everyone because I'm kind of like new to this. I don't really know how to do the whole like alliance thing, so I was just trying to like be friendly to all.
So I noticed this girl, her name's Leia, and I just noticed like the way oh no, I can't say that. I'm allowed to say the word Jewish geography though, where like if you're Jewish you just know everyone like through connection. Turns out that her second cousin is my best friend. So from right off the bat I'm like, okay Leia, we have this like connection with my friends, so we have to be together. Leia and I just kept talking about how the fact that we're related, like we're not related, but she's related to my like really close friend and her family is like my family, so okay, that's
Alex T and Alex Squared, we did the challenge together of holding the cup and like, you know what I mean? So we did that together and right off the bat I was like, us three, we can make it far in the game, like just like low-key saying it, because I was like, I got the social game, one of them has like the brain and then one of them has like the arms for the challenges, you know?
It kind of took me back at first because I knew that if it was any combination of 3 people, she would have said the same thing. But she's making best friends with everyone. Maybe that's just the person that she is. She's very friendly. She is like, she makes you very comfortable around her.
Okay, for Maize-on, on the first leg of the challenge, we have Matthew, Nikhil, and the newly added Jess. For Neela on the first leg, we have Lavana, Alex, and Alex.
Yeah.
Survivors ready! Go! Matthew and Alex heading down to the fountain. Handing it off. Nikhil sprinting ahead. Maize-on has a slight lead, but Lavana's catching up. Jess stumbles. Alex Tarowski picking up steam. We are neck and neck.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. It's okay, they're spilling a lot.
Matthew's a little far behind. Oh! Tarowski comes back. They're almost there. Neela with one more. You're good, go! Go! Maize-on seems to be slow, steady, but just a little bit behind.
This last one?
Yeah. Finish up, come on, finish up, strong.
And there it is, go, go, go! Neela already done with their water balloons as Maize-on gets to the bucket. Maize-on has 5, they're heading to the puzzles too.
Yeah. No, that's not gonna work. This will never be able to get there. Okay, switch that. This down to here, then.
They can't see us.
Okay, well, let's keep close.
Oh, we're done, we're done. Go, 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 go.
Maize-on! Maize-on wins!
You're so close.
All right, Maize-on, congrats. Travel immunity, someone come take it. Before you leave, there is one more thing. Immunity idols are in play. There is one immunity idol per tribe in it. Maize-on, since you won the first challenge, you all tonight will get a clue to your immunity. Neela, you have a day with me at Tribal Council. Got nothing else for you. That's it, guys.
Well, I don't want to talk bad about the other team, but I think
We all went to Jimmy John's after, and honestly I really just wanted to go home and take a shower because I was soaking wet, but I felt like I couldn't be the only person who didn't go to dinner after, so I went with them.
Like the pickiest eater ever, so.
Everyone, I think, just didn't really know what to say to each other, so it was kind of weird.
How was your sandwich, Matthew? Mine was great, thanks for asking.
How was your sandwich?
Really good. It was a plain turkey sandwich.
The people that stood out a little bit, like Shay off the bat was really enthusiastic and trying to talk to everyone.
Does anybody want to talk about strategy?
I mean, she's a freshman, so I think that she's kind of maybe going a little out of her way to be really bubbly.
She's nice. She's like she clearly is trying very hard to be nice and like likable. It's not really working because I don't know.
Here's the strategy, guys. Yeah, do good, okay? That's it.
I mean, I like her. I like appreciate the effort she's putting in, but she's also a freshman, and I don't know. She was like, "Where's the diag?" And I was like, "Come on, like you gotta know where the diag is." I feel so bad. I don't want to do this. It's so mean.
But everyone else, for the most part, kind of seemed pretty normal, I guess.
All I was doing is just watching and observing and trying to make these first impressions and these first judgments. It's hard to get when you know these people for 30 minutes, but right off the bat, I knew that Cam was somebody I was in a vibe with. Even before the challenge, we just kind of met. Like, we're both juniors. Like, he's in kinesiology, which, you know, I respect, and I think that's cool. And so he mentioned he was a fan. I didn't tell anybody. I thought initially going in, my strategy might be to let anybody know that I'd never seen a season before, never even heard of it. I couldn't do that. I couldn't pull it off. Didn't let anybody know how big a fan I was, because obviously, without a doubt, my guess is I'm the biggest fan here. But I'm not gonna let anybody know that. I mean, everybody said they've seen every season before. I mean, I've seen every season, every episode twice. A lot of seasons 3 times. I have my own statistical winner ranking. I've written my own fantasy season of Survivor. But I didn't let anybody know that. I said I was a casual fan-ish, even though I hate casual fans. Afterwards, like I said earlier, Cam was somebody that I knew, wanted to align with, and we both kind of hit it on the same page, like, oh, are you going that way? We were both in different directions. We kind of both started walking a straight line, saying like, let's definitely go the same place, and kind of following each other. So you got any game thoughts or anything like that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I definitely did want to like come strategize after the first week. I don't want to like lay low for too long, and then, you know.
I mean, we got the week off, so yeah.
Matt and I were, to my knowledge, the first two to like ever have a conversation about the game. You know, I thought it would be a good idea just to start the game off strong, get to know at least one person on that first night. Matt seemed like a super cool guy. We kind of strategized who we liked, who we didn't like, who we should talk to this week.
We only have 4 boys, remember?
Yeah, I noticed we were down 5-4.
Yeah, exactly.
I picked that up afterwards. We were walking over to Jimmy John's.
I said that like before, like when you guys went over to do the water balloon. Okay, so we got 9, that's 5.
I'm pretty good with keeping a straight face and not being overly emotional. I don't get too high or too low. Stay pretty like even keeled when it comes to things.
Like Jess was a senior who came late.
I guess with Jess, it's just more of like that she doesn't seem to be playing the game super hard. She's kind of like a wild card, not feeling super connected with her. She never really did a great job of like integrating herself into the tribe, in my opinion. It's just like on a personal level, like further down the road, I don't really know if I could like count on her to work with me, but I think if we had to pick a target, it would be Jess.
One thing we both mentioned, we're in a tribe of 9, 5 girls, 4 guys. So we're both a little bit worried. I don't think the girls will work together. That's something we have to be very wary of. And we can't just go gang up all the guys because we're gonna be outmatched. I would say let's start with like me and you, and then I say we start with like 2 girls, and then just like each say like we'll put a
like see who they want to bring in. If it's the same people, then we're we're all on the same page.
Exactly.
Okay.
We're just gonna start building some trust. We don't have to call an alliance. Not to call anything, because if we lose, when that time should come, we already have some good friends in the tribe. We can get together real quick and say, hey, this is first out. All you do before the merge is you don't lose. You just don't get voted out. Beginning of the game is checkers. The end game is chess. I mean, honestly, like, we got plenty of time.
Yeah, so they don't have to obviously finalize anything right
exactly.
It always comes down to the puzzle in Survivor, doesn't it? When I was watching the puzzle, it was the saddest thing in the world. No one really seemed to know how to do a slide puzzle, including the 2 people we put to do the slide puzzle.
Yeah, I know.
It's an awesome logo. Like, when we lost, it like sucked initially because it was just kind of like damn it, like I actually like these people. But, you know, at that point I was like, you know what, the game has begun and I'm glad I'm part of the first tribal. As long as I'm not the first one out, I'm glad I'm part of the first tribal. It was nice that actually all 9 of us went together from the challenge. That was really cool because I wasn't sure that was going to happen, especially after we lost. But all 9 of us went, we went and like chilled in a coffee shop.
My mom told my grandparents, who were like pretty much Quaker, but I'm pretty sure they don't.
Quaker?
Yeah,
Like
like
they
I'm pretty sure
play
they don't know how to like.
What?
Like two Quaker.
Like, no,
You could tell there were people that were more outgoing and more quiet. And so the more outgoing ones I'd say were me, Lavana, Jonathan, and Sarah. It was actually funny, like right afterwards, we walked out of the coffee shop and me and Lavana realized, oh my god, it's 8 o'clock. Our dining halls are closed. We can't eat food right now. And there was like a Panera Bread right there.
Can I look? Lavana here with
Akshay.
Woo!
Me and Lavana that night at Panera was just like, we got everything down. I think like we'll be good to go. So we're the 2 freshmen.
We're 2 freshmen on the blue team.
Yeah, so we have to stick together.
Yeah.
No question.
No question about it.
Like it was immediate. It was just like, well, I want to work with you. I want to work with you. You know, we're both freshmen. We're both the 2 minorities. I don't think there was any other minorities on our tribe. It was just like we had weird connections, but they worked and we trusted each other. So
I have a very good social game.
yeah.
So we can
Like physical game, not my shit. But like social game, that's where
we thrive in that.
We said the person we got the best vibe from was Cooper, just because we were both talking with him right off the bat.
I wonder if people are gonna like vote him off because he doesn't talk as much. Do you think it's gonna happen?
That might be a good reason to bring him.
So he can be
So
like,
that
more
first off,
low-key.
and also they'll target him. And I actually talked to Cooper later that night.
So what's up?
So I was just like, you know, I think I got a great vibe from you right off the bat.
Agreed.
So like when it was like, who do I want to be allies with? Definitely Cooper. You know, like.
I feel the same way.
So
how close are you to Lavana?
I think we could get Lavana to do whatever. I think she's just freaked out. Like she's a freshman, so she thinks she's gonna get targeted right off the bat.
Yeah.
So I think if we just tell her not her, she'll be happy.
She'll come with
straight
us?
up, yeah. This 3 just came so naturally. Me, Lavana, and Cooper were just talking a little more than everyone else was on our tribe. I mean, the 3 of us trust each other completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta make sure.
I want to like we need to like lock this down. And,
I'm
like,
so down.
Core 3?
Yeah.
Core 3, let's go.
Core 3.
Core 3, I like that.
Alex Tarowski and I first met during freshman year. He's just been one of my close friends ever since. Survivor's actually been like a big part of our relationship just because it's something we've always been able to talk about. We're really good friends one way or the other, but I knew his personality would just be all gung-ho towards like just being totally ruthless.
Fall and I made sure not to kind of bond right away. We kind of stayed separate. To be honest, I didn't, I wasn't best friends with everyone right away. Like everyone was trying to be with each other. I stepped back and I just kind of watched what was happening. I was definitely nice to everyone and friendly, and I think everyone got a good impression of me as a person, but I kind of let everyone else make the buddy-buddy relationship.
I have like dolphin figurines from like when I was 3.
That is the way.
Everyone was trying so hard to be best friends with everyone immediately, like being so not subtle about it. Just, I couldn't help but sit back and just kind of laugh to myself at how insane these people are acting already. It's just so obvious, to me at least.
First impressions of the tribe were, pretty standard. They're just people, pawns, just kidding. They're people, they're real people. And I'm like nervous though, like my stomach is fluttering, like everything this is like huge for me. This is such a big deal.
Oh my god, it was so funny when I heard that they were both named Alex T. Like for a second out, he was just like, I'm Alex T. And he's like, oh, I'm also Alex T. And I was like, are they trying to mess with us? Like, is this a joke that they planned beforehand? Do they know each other? Like, what is happening? But they were just like, wait, actually, like they were as surprised as the rest of us. And then, like, even now, I'm not actually sure which one is Alex Stahl and which one's Alex Tarowski. Like, I'm gonna end up writing their name down like at some point at Tribal and just write the wrong one down and totally screw up our entire plan.
I don't know how it's gonna happen, but the fact that we're not only friends, but we're like best friends and we're roommates, and we have like 86 mutual friends on Facebook, and even though we fucking defriended each other on Facebook, they're gonna find out, and the cover's gonna be blown at some point, and it's not gonna look good.
Oh, we're getting there. Nice. When I met up with Alex Fall, it was a one-on-one in Panera, and he was just kind of trying to feel out what's happening.
Yeah, I'm just trying to like map out the whole tribe in my head right now, and I can't believe we lost that challenge.
He really didn't start off asking like, oh, do you want to be in an alliance? He never said alliance. He just was like, oh, what are you feeling? Like, where are you at? I feel like the hardest part is meeting up, like getting like 5 people to meet up.
Right.
But then it's hard to like trust someone over text.
I know. I'm worried about texting too, because they said that like showing people other people's texts.
Yeah, like,
it's like so like anti, like fuck that.
I
It's
know.
so messed up.
He said that when he, the other Alex, and Kara were walking back home, that they kind of had a unsaid pact that they would check each other's backs. They would let them know if their name was up. Do you feel like you're somewhat strong with Kara and the other Alex?
I mean, no, but also like I don't know. I just feel like I'm a nervous person, so I like think that everyone else is talking so much, and everyone else already met up and is talking about me or something. But like I imagine that like realistically, not many people have like really talked that much yet, so I can't tell how strong like a little conversation is. You know what I mean?
I think an important part of Survivor is keeping the doors open. Right now, no one's stepping on anyone's toes, no one's doing anything like annoying, and that's not good. You want that person to go, like, have something to vote someone out for. So I don't want to make anyone feel upset. I don't want to make anyone feel like they can't trust me.
Jonathan is a sneaky son of a bitch, apparently. To me, he sounded like he is just nice and he's just trying to get to know people, and he has like a little like senior freshman relationship with Lavana, but that's about it.
We're like need a form of 5. If it was you, other Alex, Kara, and then I bring over Lavana, that's 5 right there.
That's 5 right there.
Jonathan played so dumb, and he was potentially going to target me if he didn't think that I was going to help in the challenges. As much as I like Jonathan as a person, I can see right through his tactics. He heard that Sarah, Angela, and Cooper were all definitely voting the same way. So I'm like, oh, okay, like, who are they voting for? He's like, I heard Kara, but I'm not sure. I, of course, played into it and pretended like, oh, yeah, Kara, sure, like, I just don't want to be the person voted out, anybody but me. But furthermore, Jonathan, I just talked to you about how Kara was going to be in our new alliance with you. Like, did you just forget about that? So Jonathan is actually a huge snake, it turns out.
Alright, cool. This is fun already, right? Is this fun or is this...
Why did we lose the first shot?
Oh god.
So right off the bat, Jonathan was really, really active in the gameplay, which is like good. We had just lost the challenge. He's immediately like, it's me, you, Cooper, Angela, and Lavana. And like he just like walked away, and I was like, oh shit, it's like the game's happening. So I had a meeting with me, Cooper, Angela, Jonathan, and Lavana, and that's kind of our core alliance right now, the 5 of us. Jonathan likes to call us the dream team.
Lavana was a little bit late, so it was the 4 of us.
Like, I don't really trust Lavana. She's an actor. Like, I don't, like, she literally said, oh, I promise I'm not a fake person. Like, I'm only fake when I want to be. Like, who's not fake? Who's fake when they don't want to be?
About who we wanted to vote out, that took a while. It should have been like 5 minutes, but we literally sat there for 40 minutes.
Has Kara talked to anyone?
Just the 2 Alexes that I know of, but there was some talk about physical ability, and that was why a lot of the other people wanted to keep the 2 Alexes around.
He told us that he was originally planning on voting for Alex Thaw as like the first one out, and then Alex told him he really didn't want to be the first one out. So then he changed his mind. And when he said that, I don't know, me and Cooper kind of just looked at each other like, this, it's not what we're doing. That's like not how we want to do it. So I don't care what happens after you get voted out, if you cry or not. Like, I would cry, but that's not like a reason why people... Anyways, I kind of like led the charge against Kara, voting her instead of the Alexes, because no one wants to say it, but Kara was on the puzzle and we lost on the puzzle. And it sucks because I know it wasn't all her fault and like part of it was my fault, but I didn't volunteer for the puzzle. I volunteered for the balloon toss, and I tossed with pinpoint accuracy, so.
Yeah, I know.
No decisions are made. No decisions.
Cooper, to me, seems like the player that everyone is drawn to. When we were talking to Cooper, he's like, yeah, this person has reached out to me, this person. I'm like, no one has talked to me yet. So he's just a very friendly person, and he seems very trustworthy. He seems like he's very big about loyalty, which is definitely good to know in this game.
Kara, I got a weird vibe from right away. She texted me, and I was interested, obviously, in kind of just seeing where her head was at. She and Tarowski were some of the first people I met with. I went over to her house, and the three of us met.
I have no
There's
reason,
not really a reason
to
you have
vote
to vote anybody out.
Yeah, so I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
We
We
can
don't
find
like know
anything.
each other that well. Nobody like did anything in the competition.
Exactly.
I got a good vibe from her then, so in like the situation where it was just the three of us, I got a really good vibe from Kara.
Yeah, I think Sarah's a good option too, especially because if she walked home alone last night, she probably didn't make a ton of alliances.
Yeah. I think her, Jonathan, and Angela are pretty tight as like a
Yeah.
threesome, but like.
Okay.
But they don't have the numbers as far as we know.
Yeah.
Cooper, he sees the game similarly to the way I see the game. We both, at Espresso Royale, we were sitting next to each other. We both sat back. Neither of us really said anything. And I could see he was kind of like observing everyone just like I was doing. So for now, I like how we both think the same way. I think that it'll be an advantage for us to work together. However, because he thinks the same way I do, I'm very scared of him. Because I know what I'm doing. So I know he must also know what he's doing, which is very scary down the road. So, Coop, something's gonna happen eventually, whether now or later.
I'm a super competitive person, so I knew I was pretty much going to do everything I needed to win. I wanted to make good relationships with people, but I also didn't want to let personal feelings get in the way of strategic moves that needed to be made. Build relationships with as many people as you can, but if strategically you can put yourself in a better position by getting rid of them, then that's what has to be done.
I get a text from Cooper in a group chat with him, me, Tarowski, Kara, Lavana, and Akshay. And he's saying, so I think this looks like the majority that we've all been sort of talking about. He's referring to like a couple different minor text conversations that some of us have had with one another. I haven't talked to Cooper or Akshay at this point at all, but all of a sudden this is the majority 6 alliance, and I'm like, okay, fine. I mean, I have no particular allegiance to it yet. I have no reason to really trust it as of yet, but at that point I was like, yeah, sure, I mean, why not?
I feel like there was like no like obvious person that like sucked at the challenge, right?
Yeah.
So otherwise, then it's like, well, I guess that person's screwed, right? You know, that didn't happen.
And from what everyone says, those two girls, Sarah and Angela,
possibly know each other.
Are friends from before.
Yeah.
So,
from what I hear, I don't know if this is true or not, but apparently Angela and Sarah are also friends from before. I don't know how, but apparently they walked to the first challenge together.
But they tried to act like they weren't and that they didn't know each other.
yeah, like
so
they were
that's
at the opposite
really
ends of the
scary.
table at Espresso Royale.
Like, but they were intentionally on opposite corners.
Which is funny because the two of us kept on saying like, oh man, they're friends, we totally gotta get them out of the game. Man, that's really scary, guys. They could totally run this game if we let them in too long. But I love doing stuff like that. It was really funny for me.
Well, I was obviously really upset because I was like, if I win, I'm not gonna have to talk to any of these people. I'm not gonna have to like do anything. I could just like sleep. You know, I was tired. I was exhausted. Didn't know what Survivor was. Honestly, that's what I wanted to do. Honestly, just to like win and like be safe and like do nothing, which I think is what the other team is gonna do. Because like if I was them, I would just be sleeping in bed or whatever. But I guess the good thing is that I had to talk to people and like make connections right off the bat. Cooper and Akshay was like, Lavana, yes. And then like Sarah and like Angela was like, Lavana, yes. And then Kara, I was like bonding off with her about rowing.
Yeah, like you just know, you can tell like what we all do.
Rowing?
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
that was good.
Fair.
That's a
The
gift.
shirt's kind of a giveaway.
She's on the women's rowing team and I like made up some BS. I was like, oh yeah, I want to join the rowing team. And who knows, maybe I'll try out for the rowing team. Very unlikely. But I'm in like 3 different group chats. Like I don't even remember anymore. Like honestly, I'm just like in the middle of everything, which is like great. But like As of right now, I'm literally aligned with everyone in my team, and I know who's in which group chat, and obviously some of them aren't in either group chat, so because I crossed over, that makes me feel good about that, and I literally did nothing to deserve that, but other than have a good social game, so that was pretty sweet. I think me, Ashke, and what's his name? Cooper, we are like a trio, and we want to take each other to the end.
I can't believe they were all so on board with taking out Sarah so fast.
Yeah. I think it was because the 5 were throwing out their names, and they were pretty much just like, whatever you want.
Yeah, no, and then also I think Alex talked to Jonathan first at that point.
Yeah.
And Jonathan had already lied
That
to
was
him.
when Jonathan told us about.
So that's why I thought he was gonna go for Jonathan for sure.
Ashke got the brains. Like, he was like planning out all of these things, and I was like living for it, because I was just sitting there like, yeah, man, like I agree, like whatever you think.
Like, hi, we're in the middle of this. Like,
exactly.
we're quiet freshmen and one sophomore. Don't look at us. Like,
Yeah.
we'll just vote you out quietly.
He's pretty social, but I get the vibe that people who don't like who he is for some reason, or what he talks about, he could be like really easily voted off for that. But he has the brains, and Cooper is like a low-key genius. Like, I don't even know what he's majoring in, but like I just think he looks like an engineering major, so I'm gonna call him that. And in that case, like, he's also got the brains. So I got really lucky with like 2 people who got the brains, and like me, who has a social game.
I'm almost scared that it's gonna turn on us now. That
No,
it's so
no,
easy.
they just don't. They don't. Those 3 don't trust the other 3 like so much.
Yeah.
This is what it has to be, because we don't have time to get to know each other.
Right.
Should I try to reach out to like Sarah and Angela at all? Because if I just don't talk to them at all,
it's just so obvious that you're on the.
I'm just obviously targeting them.
Why are we associating ourselves together that much?
Fall and I, we wanted to kind of keep our distance, but just naturally, we were like, of course, we would end up together always, but we really wanted to kind of keep our distance so we can cover more ground, and just naturally has worked out that we are so intertwined already in this game.
Right now, the dream team, I think there's an unsaid feeling that I am leading it. I did start the group chat. I think everyone is pulling their weight and giving out suggestions, so it's not like a dictatorship.
Right now, the name going around is Kara, and it seems like everyone's on board with it.
We all decided we were gonna get everyone to vote for Kara. So I actually had a meeting with Alex. I kind of told him that I didn't really know what I was doing. Like, I wasn't really thinking strategy too much right now. Like, it was too early. We want everyone to vote unanimously. So he said he would also vote Kara, even though he was in like a previous like arrangement where he'd like watch her back. I don't really know. He said he was fine voting for her because he just didn't want it to be him.
The thing is, because I'm an actor, I'm gonna play it like I didn't vote them off, I don't want there to be any paranoia or suspicions that I'm working with someone else.
No one's targeting the 3 of us at all.
The other 3 think everyone's voting Kara.
Alex is in Kara, then all 6 of us are voting Sarah.
I don't come off as like a physical threat, but I think I make really good connections with people. They're genuine. One of my goals coming into this was definitely to stay in the middle of a lot of kind of groups that we're forming. I feel like I've kind of put myself in a position to go whichever way is benefiting me the most.
If, for whatever reason, I've been getting played this whole time, I would be floored. I would be very shocked.
Going into tribal, it would be perfect if it was every single person that told me what they were doing did what they said they were gonna do. Me, Cooper, and Lavana, I hate to say this, but we are the ones being pulled by both of the other trios, so we're kind of in control.
I mean, obviously you can never be too careful in this game, so I'm not gonna count my chickens quite yet.
The fire is part of the ritual of Tribal Council because in this game, fire represents life. As long as you have fire, you are still in this game, and when your fire's gone, so are you. Alright, Akshay, since you're in the front.
Oh, of course.
You guys lose the challenge. What was your initial gut reaction to that?
My initial reaction, am I allowed to curse? My initial reaction, are you serious? How did we do this? I like these 9 people, including myself, sort of. But I really liked all of us, and I wanted us to win everything. And so when we lost, it was damn, one of these people is not going to be here next week.
Jonathan, you guys went to Espresso afterwards. How was that like?
It was really good. We were all wet, so not the most comfortable, but we were all like trying to find out like who we are. We just met each other. Pretty good. No one stood out as being like super weird or like a bad person. Like we like everyone, which kind of sucks because it's hard to vote someone out.
Cooper, you do have to vote someone off. So what kind of happens once you start realizing after Espresso, oh, this is the real game?
I think the game kind of started after that. Like people like walked off, and then the next couple of days was talking to everybody. So it was just trying to figure out who you trust and who you want to move forward with the game.
Sarah, do you think a lot of talks that happened?
Honestly, I had a really busy week, so I didn't get to talk to like everyone, and I didn't get to talk to a lot of people that I would have liked to talk to. But I think talks definitely did happen. People were meeting up. I actually saw Jonathan and Alex at Panera talking. But I wasn't.
Oh, you just got caught.
No, it's fine.
All right, well, Thal, Jonathan, I guess we can start with Thal. What was that about? Sarah found you guys talking?
I actually didn't know that until just
she really got you.
But yeah, we were meeting up to talk, get to know each other. I mean, like Sarah said, I was also pretty busy throughout the week, so I just tried to like hit up a couple people just to like see what the word was around town. And yeah, we met up at Espresso or at Panera Bread. That did happen.
Levana, now you're a freshman coming in here,
I am
so
a freshman.
you do have a lot to deal with as well as Survivor.
You're
so
right.
what was that kind of like?
Let's not forget about it.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying, Levana also.
Well, okay, so this week I went to festival, overwhelmed.
Oh yeah.
What else did I do? I went to, I just like didn't come home until like 2 a.m. because I was busy. So, I had to like move things around to just like get this in place,
Sarah, so at the challenge, something happened with your phone. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so I made the mistake of mailing my waterproof coat to myself, which was dumb. So I borrowed a roommate's and I put my phone in like the front pouch of it, and it just filled with water. Like, I don't know what kind of design this was, but it was terrible. So it was completely waterlogged. And I put it in rice, and it like kind of turned on, but the screen didn't function. And then like 2 nights ago, it actually like started sparking and exploding. So
exploding.
I would say it's safely done for.
So Angela, Kara obviously had like an issue with her phone. Do you think that's a problem when it comes to communicating with everyone on the tribe?
With Survivor Michigan, I think definitely, because it's so different than real Survivor, because you need to rely on your phone so much. You're not with these people all the time. And it would have been nice too, because you can talk to different people you might not have talked to, and also you can see the people who are talking to each other. So phones were definitely a necessity to meet up with people, and even just to text people, because everyone's busy and we don't always have time to meet up with each other. So I think that's definitely a disadvantage.
But her messages couldn't be screenshotted, so that's always a good thing.
True. I guess going.
Did you get screenshots?
Taraski, now they mentioned screenshots. Do you think anybody was taking little screenshots and sending it to people throughout the week?
I hope not. I don't know. I think that's pretty dirty to do.
And it's scary because, like, in a text, you can't really see what that person is saying. Like, if you show only, like, 4 texts in that screenshot, all of a sudden this conversation looks very different than what the conversation actually was.
It's also a tricky road to go down because you could definitely, like, fake texts with people, like change someone's name in your phone or something. I actually didn't even think of that until now, but I definitely keep my eye out.
Pretty sure that's pretty, like, well done.
So I don't know how much you can trust a screenshot at the same time.
True. All right. Well, Jonathan, going into this vote, what do you think everyone should be voting for?
That's tough. It's really early on, so there's always a loyalty aspect that, do you think they're gonna vote with you? Do you think they're gonna like be loyal to you going on? If you make it to the merge, like loyal to you in the merge. And then there's also like a physical aspect. There's a lot of physical challenges. Do you think this person can like come up to par and like kind of provide and like be physically active in a challenge? But then not all challenges are physical, so.
Yeah, clearly, since
That's
we
a bad
screwed
answer.
up on,
I don't know.
we screwed up on the puzzle part, so physical obviously doesn't mean too much.
All right, well, one of you will be leaving today. So let's get to that vote. Kara, you're first.
Yeah, Kara.
Oh, well, I figured that out, so that's a start.
You seem nice. I don't know you very well, but it's gotta be you.
I do feel bad about this because I think you are a great person. It just seems like other people part of the dream team are kind of going for you about a physical aspect. So I hope you have a great rest of your semester. Love you.
All right. Once the vote's red, the decision is final. The person voted off will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. First vote. One vote, Kara. Second vote. Kara. 2 votes, Kara. Third vote. Sarah. 2 votes, Kara. 1 vote, Sarah. Fourth vote. Sarah. 2 votes, Kara. 2 votes, Sarah. Fifth vote. Kara. 3 votes, Kara. 2 votes, Sarah. Sarah. 2 votes, Sarah. 3 votes, Kara. Seventh vote. Sarah. 4 votes, Sarah. 3 votes, Kara. Sarah. That's a majority. Sarah. Grab your torch.
Wow, that's so upsetting.
Sarah, try this vote. Alright guys, well, you voted someone off finally. Game is technically in swing. Grab your stuff, head out, see you at the next community challenge. But, before you go, there's one thing I need to tell you. Tonight you will get a clue to your immunity idol. Wow. Grab your stuff, head out.
Next time on Survivor. Lavana's attempts to save face may cause distrust between her and her allies.
I mean, I like knew a couple days ago.
Well, yeah.
Personally.
But also, it was on the fence.
And although Maison begins to solidify their alliances, Idol Mania is about to run wild.
We got a dog. Idol sniffing dog.
Well, there's gonna be some bad blood, honestly. I'm really upset. I was like really looking forward to all of this, and to be voted out first is like kind of my worst nightmare coming true. I didn't see it coming. I had a feeling that Jonathan and Lavana were sketchy, but I thought that it was too early to start thinking about voting them off. So, yeah, pissed they went after me. I don't think Angela knew about it at all. I don't think Cooper knew about it, but maybe it was him and not Jonathan. I don't really know. Yeah, well, this sucks. That's it.